Okay, I did say that I wasn't going to do a fish room video every week, but so much has happened, I thought I would just sneak another little video in this morning. Yeah, okay. These fish don't look familiar? That's because I probably never show you these fish. These fish are usually around the other side, usually down in these 4 foot by 3 foot tanks, which I never show anyone. Yes, there's a pair of Oscars in there. We will go through that in a second. I have moved lots and lots of stuff around. So this was my L number system. The L numbers have been moved into another tank. All the little fry from down there have been moved into here. And this was the Corydoras system. And now that is an absolute heap of cichlid fry as well. Yeah, so we will go through all those. I have moved a fair few things around. I know everyone asks how I have time to do stuff. Well, time is relative, isn't it? But I have moved the rack that was there because there is no rack there. It kind of stuck out and it was stupid. That rack has been moved all the way around the side. So what I've done, and the reason I can move fish around so quickly without waiting for tanks to cycle, and that is all the tanks are technically cycled anyway. I use the same water, the same filtration, and just move them into a different tank, and I won't get an ammonia spike. That's pretty much the way it works. So this system and the system that was here pretty much had the same water quality. So it was just pumping the water from this system into this system and then moving the fish. And that's as easy as it is when you've got multiple tanks. And this system, obviously there is water pumping through the top into all these tanks and then into the big 6-foot sump. So I've got multiple videos explaining how this system works. So if you're bored enough, you can go back and look at all those. But that is how we get away with a lot of cichlids in one tank. So I do have sponge filters in every tank. That is actually the main filtration. If you can see the sponge filters at the back, there's some baby Texas. A few people have asked what I do with all the fish fry. We grow them up. There you go. And then they're for sale. So these gold dust geos are my last lot of babies. There's a young boy. There's a girl. That's a young boy as well. I think there was a couple of girls there. I'm growing these up to breed because unfortunately my last one got wiped out by a big catfish. Not a red-tailed cat, but another big catfish. And these are wolf cichlids in the back, or dovies, which are from mine as well. So pretty much all these baby fish are fish I've bred myself. Same with those cool Corydoras. Those are longfin albinos. So a lot of fish you'll see in this video are not for sale because this is not a shop. This is just my home breeding. But eventually they go into the shop for sale, if that makes sense. Our baby red devils have got crazy big. Look at that. That is nuts. There are way too many red devils. But red devils, yeah, I've gone through the Geophagus, Texas. There are more wolf cichlids or dovii, or dovie, or however you want to pronounce them. Nicaraguan parrots. These are a lovely fish. Unfortunately, I lost one of my males, so I've only got 2 adult girls, but there's a boy there. Almost breeding size. There's a few gouramis and stuff. Actually, I need to show you what the female looks like, and if we, and I need to go through how many bircher we've got too, or bircher, depending on what country you come from. In Australia, it's bircher. I know, everyone freaks out about the word bircher. Bircher. In here, somewhere, I'm talking about bircher. There is a bircher. There's a parrot. Nicaraguan parrot. Yep, behind that boring grey fish. Get out. How pretty is she? That is a lovely fish. So that's what they look like when they're adults. That is an adult female. Females are nicer than the boys. I think I've only got 2 girls. No idea where the other girl is in there. Giant gourami being evil. That's probably about it. I need to spawn them because they're ready to spawn. And talking about spawning stuff, big murky tank because I forever stir stuff up. Pair of Oscars that were in here are down here, way at the back. There they are. They look tiny because this tank is 4 foot front to back. I know, I've got a mixture of RO and tank water for them. By tank water, that's tank water from their actual tank. Hopefully, they will consider their options and breed soon. Yeah, those are 30 to 40 centimetre Oscars. How big does this tank look? I know. It's 3 foot 3 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot. Yeah, that's a decent sized sponge filter. There's my hand to give you a rough idea, and my hands are big and blue. But yeah, hopefully we will have them breed soon. These tanks down the bottom I still need to deal with, but I'm roughly pumping water out of those, and these I'm adding RO, getting them right, so we're going to breed some peacock bass and a few other fish. Yes, because that's what we do, we breed fish. Oh, this system here, so these tanks, which I don't have any lights for at the moment, these are where all the L numbers are, so you won't be able to see anything in here, but we have lots and lots of logs. And surprise, I've actually jumped a day, and yes, I have a light on this tank, so I thought I would add this to the video while we're time traveling and wonderful stuff like that, so you can actually see some fish. So these are the tanks. They are 120 centimeters by 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters, kind of a weird old custom style. There is 2 overflows, and if I go around here, you can sort of see them. Overflow there, another one on the back. Water looks murky, but it's not. It's just really, really old glass. Like, these are old tanks. I think they're like 22 years, 23 years old. You can tell by the really old silicon and multiple scratches, but in this tank I've got my L201s, which are spotty suckerfish. There they are. There's a tail. There's another tail. A little bit of black bed algae, hasn't really hurt anyone. There are a ton of peppermints. I actually had 2 colonies of peppermints, and both colonies are in this tank now. And there's some L triple freeze. There's a tail there. Oh, there's a big old boy, girl, gone, whatever that one was. There's a few albinos as well. That's an albino triple free, so L333, which is why I'm saying triple free all the time. There's a few albinos in there. It's a pretty basic setup. It is a lot of caves. Some of the old easy caves, I don't think you can get them anymore. RIP easy caves. And lots of ceramic logs and bits and pieces. And if you haven't seen a bristlenose cave before, they are pretty awesome. Blocked on one end, open on the other. The plecos or bristlenose just park themselves in there. When they trap the females, the males look after the eggs, and so on and so on. But that is roughly where these are. Obviously, this is not the light for this tank. This is just a temporary one that I've got on top, so I can actually show you some of this stuff in the video. I don't think we can see down the bottom, but down the bottom is pretty much the same as up the top. Slightly smaller filter. I think I've got 1,100 litres going through there, 2,200 litres going through here. And these are the Aqua FX internal pumps. Awesome, awesome filters if you've never used one of those. They are cheap and they work. I think they retail for like $99, and that will do a tank much bigger than that. So pretty awesome pumps. And because we have jumped an extra day, this is the canister filter I'm using, which is one of the CRaZY Biomaster thermals. Just means that it's a canister filter with a heater in it. I think these retail for like $595 or something like that. Made in Germany, they have a 4-year warranty. They kick ass. I really, really like these canister filters. That thing there is a pre-filter, which is a whole lot of sponges that go down in here. So you don't have to pull the whole canister filter apart to clean it. You can just clean the pre-filter. So the one I've got in the shop, which is about, I think this is the 350, which does up to 350 litres. I think I've got the 250 going in the shop. Almost a year of having it going, and we've only cleaned the pre-filter out twice. So obviously with things like L number plecos, messy fish that eat a lot of food, produce a lot of waste, going to clean it out a lot more than what that is. Oh, there's another albino there. 2 albinos, so cool. But this filter here is going to go down the bottom, and it's going to pump the water from the bottom tank into the top tank. So both of these tanks will be on the same system. Not really going to bother with anything up the top at the moment. These are just the battery air pumps. Oh, if you want a good dechlorinator, the Fritz Complete, same idea as Prime, just cheaper. Yeah, we're using that now, which works super, super well. Breaks down chloramine as well. And if you don't know what chloramine is, it's ammonia bonded to chlorine, which is what's in the tap water, and it takes up to 9 months to break down now. So gone are the days of leaving water sit overnight to get rid of the chloramine, because they don't use just chlorine anymore in our tap water, yada, yada, yada. But that is completely empty, by the way. I need another bottle of that. But that is where we are with that. Let's jump to yesterday again. So this is pretty much the rack that was around the other side and had the tanks on top. So obviously we're not having the tanks on top at the moment. Yeah, just powered by an Aqualogic controller, titanium heaters, got internal filters, but we're going to hook it up to a canister, and I'll just have a canister underneath pumping it up the top, which is pretty much what I've done with the Tanganyikan tanks, which is this one. Underneath the mess, there is a canister filter. That's an CRaZY canister. That's the intake there, sucking the water through, and then the outtake is over there next to another hang-on CRaZY filter. And they are working really, really well too. They are awesome filters, German made. Now, talking about Tanganyikans, I still can't figure out the leposoma. I'm pretty sure there's a definite male at the front. I can't tell if I've got one or two females. That's a girl there. That's a boy. That's a boy. Don't know about the other one. Oh, okay. That's weird overnight. Where's my fry gone? They were there last night. Okay, that shell that's been completely dug in did have my little shell dwellers. Okay, maybe that's the end of the fry. I'm not entirely sure. They were there last night and they were getting bigger. Maybe she's just dug them into a shell, which is just weird behavior. Oh well, there was about 8 or 9 fry left and they were getting huge. We'll see what happens with that. Oh, I have taken the calvus home. There they are. How cool are they? I know, I had them for a week and a half in the shop and I'm like, look, we'll take them home. Now, ironically, the bulk of them are girls. There are 2 boys, that boy there. The rest of them are ladies. And there was one, I think she's about to spawn in that barnacle. Yeah, that black smudge is a lady. Look, they've got their spawning tubes out already. That girl there is about to lay eggs. They haven't even figured out where they're going to lay yet, so it's a little bit hectic, and I think now I'm looking at the gold compressiceps. I think I've got 4 girls, which kind of sucks. A little bit small to tell, but that girl there, if we can focus, had a spawning tube out, and I don't think there's any males. Yeah, looking at their fins, I'm pretty sure they're all girls now. Easy to tell once you see sort of the calvus, because the males have got the pointy dorsal fin and the females don't. Maybe I'll have hybrids, who knows? But there's 2 boys and 9 girls in the calvus. I know, crazy, a bit stupid, but it is what it is. And there are some awesome fish. There we go, cadangas, which I got 1 boy and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 girls. How pretty are they? They will get huge. Obviously, they're not going to stay in there. And talking about the nightmare of Malawi cichlids, so the tanks that were on the stand over there are now up there. I'm going to plumb them into this system, and this system are just Malawi cichlids. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, lots and lots of baby Malawi cichlids. And these tanks are just 2 4-foots. That one's obviously divided into 3. They have overflows drilled in them, and they are powered by, if we come around here, an orca canister filter. So the water goes in, pumps up the top, and then just comes out those little pipes there. Ton of Malawi cichlids, yeah. I think my goal for 2025 is, lots more fish. I think we're just going to grow up a heap of fish and have lots of fish available. That's the goal. Yeah. Has that ever not been my goal? Well, I'm a little bit more excited about doing it for some weird reason. I don't know why. I just am. Oh, electric blues, which I never show anyone. Probably because they hide like that. Finally got, there's a girl there. Couple of girls and a couple of boys, so hopefully they will breed soon, because it's been absolutely years since I bred electric blues. Do have some more fry, so I've got, what have we got in there? Albino blue dolphins and some more rostratus. Hopefully those eggs will hatch. So a little bit too soon out of the mouth with them. Danger. Those fry are going well. These little breeding traps, the cis breeding traps, are pretty awesome, by the way. I do need a lot more of those, as I keep saying in every video. But I'm going to connect these up to this system, so I've got another 4 tanks to grow out fry, because we're starting to run out of room for fry. And if I use 2-foot tanks, at least I can have a couple of different species in each, and it's easier to manage and see and all that sort of stuff, even though it's way up there. I know. Ideally, everything at head level is better, but these tanks aren't too bad like this, and I should probably go through what's in these tanks now that the L numbers are around the other side. Yeah, so all these cichlids I've bred myself, and these are all from the tanks that are underneath the 2 9x4s. What have we got in here? Blue-eyed cichlid, some convicts. There are some awesome little red-eyed cichlids, which are called, wait for it, Trimax. I know, it is early morning. More Trimax in here. There are some Jack Dempseys. All these I've bred myself and just growing up. There are so many Super Green Texas. This is why when people ask if I want Super Green Texas, I'm like, no, I'm okay for Super Green Texas, thank you anyway, because we have tons of Super Green Texas. I just occasionally bring them into the shop to sell. More convicts in here, growing up. So these are all just grow up tanks. And these ones, obviously these tanks are hooked up to the sump. All these tanks are turned off them at the moment because there are so many fry in these tanks. Well, I've jumped a little bit. This is later in the day. This is my aquarium shop. Yes, been here for 25 years. I know that's kind of traumatizing, is it? Every time I say 25 years, it's like, wow, you get less for murder, really, don't you? But anyway, in these tanks, I thought I would show you where a lot of the fry come from. And if we zoom in, here is a pair of convicts. And if we zoom in again, there are all their little babies. Baby babies? Yeah, baby fish. Okay, it's hard to keep everything still so you can see them. But those are convict fry. So that is mum there, the stripy one, and that is dad. He's just a white convict. She's moving shells around and stuff like that. Those are the tiny little babies. So a lot of the fry that I have at home obviously are born in the shop like that. They've just got a couple of pairs of random fish in different tanks. Those are our plant tanks, not many plants left till the end of the week, but they come and go all the time. So there is another pair of convicts there. There's another mum, there is a dad. They are the parents of some of the fry I've got at home. Same with bristlenose, so on and so on. And up this top tank here, which I think someone in my last video wanted to know where all the Super Green Texas come from. Here are the pair of Super Green Texas. So that is dad, that is mum with the black throat. So that is her breeding colours. So she just had more fry and they are wiggling at home. I think I've got them in this video. I may not have them in this video, but I think you've probably seen enough Super Green Texas. They are very, very awesome fish. This tank is a 6 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot to give you an idea. Ton of striped silver dollars from South America, some normal silver dollars. I think, no, there's no spotted silver dollars left in here. I think, oh, there is, there we go. Spotted silver dollars, right at the back. They're like a dwarf silver dollar. Just peaceful schooling tetras. I do need to spawn them though, and they do spawn in this tank, but obviously they just get wiped out straight away. But the Texas are pretty good at looking after their babies. So the reason we don't leave them in this tank is obviously once they're free swimming and they start moving out of the log, and they usually lay them in that big log there, all the silver dollars will just pick them off. So, and if I only had 2 Texas in the tank with no other fish, he would probably go psychotic and attack her. So that is where a fair few of the fish come from that I've got at home. The rest of the fish are in my big 9x4s, which I keep forgetting to show people. But anyway, back to the video. Oh, the angelfish look like angelfish. Really, really hard to see. There's an angelfish. There's a whole heap in there somewhere. I know, I have water in my light, so that's why my light is not going at the moment. More super greens. So many Super Green Texas. Oh, and spooked by the camera. Sorry, guys and girls. And in here, there they are. Focus. T-bar convicts. Lovely fish. Just waiting for them to mature, so I'll know males and females, and they'll be available. That is sort of where we are with this system. I think it's a little bit more manageable now that everything is like that. The bircher or bircher, I know. bircher. We call them bircher. Oh, check out that. That is one of the little baby Hoplo catfish. I'm just sort of letting them do their thing. Obviously big ones are eating little ones, but we have successfully spawned them. Oh, there's a little bircher there, or bircher. I'm going to call them bircher for the video. There is a whole heap in here, whole heap at the back. They're starting to look like bircher. Look at that. So I have a few in there. I have a whole heap in here. How cool are they? I know, I have countless videos on how to breed these. So if you just go back to any of my videos on how to breed them. I do have a members channel thingy now. So I did do a recent one on how to breed them with a little bit more information. So if you feel free to subscribe and do the member thing, you can see that if you want to. Otherwise, not exactly necessary, but how cool are they? And in this one, oh, can I even see them in here? We have some new babies. They're probably all on the plant. There they all are. But in here, it is crazy. Where have they all gone? There they all are, wiggling at the back. Yeah, there are a lot that have hatched in here. I just turned the light off. What happened to my light? I think we are actually out of battery. Let me zoom back out. Oh well, on that note, we are going to stop the video now. Okay, it is later in the day. Yes, we've time traveled. This video is all over the place. I know. It is what it is. You wanted a long video? You're getting a long video. So, where were we? We were showing you all these before the lights went off, and I think my battery is pretty charged at the moment. Oh, if you haven't seen these things, these are like your little solar generator battery thing. Solar on the roof, it is charging a battery. We're using 268 watts. Oh, look at 269, 268, 269. And it is not charging currently because it is just starting to get dark. If we sneak over here, yeah, oh actually I should show you these before it gets totally dark and you can't see in these tanks. More fry, check them out. So those are red devils, more super green Texas, I know. Oh, if we're lucky, we'll be able to see a little gourami. Can you focus? Never wants to focus when you want it to focus. Okay, the pearl gouramis in here are starting to look like pearl gouramis. Okay, we cannot focus in there, but lots of cichlid fry. We are losing light really fast, but if you've seen this before, it's just tubs on a system getting pumped up the top. And yeah, that is how much light we've got, which is, where are we? I think we're about 7 o'clock at night at the moment, to give you an idea. Noisy birds, palm trees, my giant mess, which I need to fix one day. Fishing tubs, I know. Well, this is the back end of this system. Just water pumping into these, going into tubs, then pumping back in again. Nothing terribly exciting to show you. It's too dark to show you these, which are more African cichlids. But if you watch the last couple of videos, you'll see them. Anyway, now that we have light, let's continue on. I have got another light going in here, which is why I've walked over this cord and it's plugged into there. So let's see these before the power goes off again. These are the tiny little Senegal bircher. Okay, where were we? They are in here. That's what they look like after a couple of days of hatching. So little tiny wiggly tadpole type things. Now if I can zoom in, there they are. So between that size there and that size there, there's about a week's difference in age. So they do grow pretty fast. So they're just going to eat newly hatched brine shrimp at this stage. They don't really do a hell of a lot. They just sort of sit there and look like tadpoles. And as I said, in this tank here, there are so many of them. They are so hard to see on camera. Making me out a light, but they are in there. Okay, there are a lot. They're all underneath that big mess of plants, just wiggling like little tadpoles. Yeah, they're really too hard to see on camera. There's one. There's one. They just sort of look like they're dead, but they're not. Much like just about every single baby fish you can imagine. Talking about baby fish, what are they? Blue rams are just about to breed again after she lost all her fry thanks to the wonderful killiloach that was in my tank. Some awesome scarlet tetras looking awesome. They sort of look like a red neon tetra. And my albino Hoplo catfish, how sweet are they? They are such a nice looking catfish, aren't they? I can get these in if you want them. These are obviously not for sale because these are at home, but they do retail for around about 100, 110 bucks, something crazy like that. But they're worth it. Look how cool they are. They grow about 20 centimeters. Adults of my babies are here, so that's about as big as they're gonna get. There's Dad with his cool little breastplates. Mum just darted off in the back. Oh, and the dusty hatchet fish, how awesome are they? They come up now to be fed. They have got to be one of the ugliest looking fish in the world. But I really, really like them. So they grow 18 centimeters. These are only like about 5 or 6 centimeters. Eating absolutely everything at the moment. So really, really cool fish. Still got a lid on this tank, and this tank is not on this system at the moment. Yeah, if you've seen my other videos, all 12 of these 2-foot tanks are on a little sump at the back. The water pumps through and then goes back in. But I've got a few of them turned off because we've got bircher fry and Hoplo catfish fry and all sorts. Oh, there's another one there. Why would they just disappear like that? Okay, they're really, really hard to see. There's one. There's another one. Yeah, okay, you get the idea. They are baby catfish, whoop-de-doo. Oh, I do have a pair of synodontids down the bottom that hopefully are spawning. There she is. These are featherfin squeakers or Synodontis eruptus. I have no idea if they have actually got eggs in here or not. I don't know what their eggs look like. Can't really find much information online, but she was particularly huge and she actually doesn't look that fat anymore. So I might give them another day or so, then take them out, put them back in their main tank and see if we've actually got any eggs or fry in there. I can't see anything that looks like eggs, but also I'm not really paying that much attention. So they're just in 80% RO in this tank and the water's just trickling through. So this system is mostly RO to breed soft water fish, but I've got a couple of tanks turned off, obviously. But that is where we are with that. Now that it is later and I actually have a light, I can show you what's in these tanks. A pair of blue eye cichlids in there somewhere. More tadpoles because I breed frogs. Yes, I breed frogs. Those are tadpoles. They look like bircher, but they're not. These are the fish that we just saw before, which are just an absolute ton of convict cichlids. I'm not sure what these are. Okay, what are these? Oh, no, these are red devils. That's right, I had more red devils. I think this is the third batch of red devils. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have a silly amount of red devils. All these fish are looking really, really nice right now. This is why I don't want to sell them. How cool do they look? If you do want any of these fish, I do have their brothers and sisters available. I need to move her out of there, that blue-eye cichlid, because she's about to lay eggs on her own. I do have a spare male somewhere, so I have to find him. But yeah, anyway, that is where we are with that. Be able to see the angelfish a little bit better because we actually have a light on at the moment. There is an angelfish. There is another one. There is a whole lot right at the back. I probably should have cleaned the glass, but I have not. That is the parents of the angelfish way at the back there. I think I have some cories in the back as well. They are just holding in here. Yeah, my gold lasers. I bred them, I think about a year or so ago now. I haven't really bothered spawning them since. But they're a really, really nice catfish. Stop acting like an idiot, angelfish. I need to spawn them again. They're just sort of holding in there at the moment because, yeah, I moved everything around. So I need to separate them before the angels consider breeding again because they're just not going to tolerate those. In my sump, lots of fish. In my sump, lots of fish. While we've got 5 minutes, we should probably go round and see all the freshwater stingrays while we're at it. I think that looks a lot better, doesn't it? Yeah, I need about 20 rows of tanks like this, I think. That would be fun. One day, hopefully, I'll have tanks like this, but they'll be 4x2x2s going back on big systems. Then I'll be able to grow up and keep a lot of awesome fish. Okay, we're going that way now. Frog wall, you've seen that in other videos. If you haven't, check out the other videos. Aquaponics, I have bloody bugs trying to eat my plants again. Oh, they're starting to become a real problem. Oh, I saw one. Little buggers. Little tiny caterpillars. There. Okay, the fish in here is not going to eat that caterpillar. Oh my god, it ate the caterpillar. What? What? How hungry could possibly you be to eat that tiny caterpillar? Caterpillars are not toxic, not those ones by the way. That is a stupidly huge Murray cod. That brick there is a 25 centimetre by 25 centimetre brick, to give you an idea. That is a big Murray cod. And that is a huge tub, 5-foot diameter. I can't believe it ate that caterpillar. That is just bizarre. Click the thumbs up if you like the idea that it ate a caterpillar that's about 2 millimeters long. That is just crazy. Okay, it's always dark when I'm here, so I can't really show you the fish, but there's a few stingrays in there. Maybe if I unplug this, which is just my aquaponics, I'll remember to plug it back in. There we have Murray cod. There he is. Here's a big fish. We have, oh, you can see the Pleco. That is actually a 30 centimetre Pleco. I cannot even see the stingrays. Okay, they're dark stingrays in a dark tub. We have an Oscar. We have a Queensland lungfish. If we can focus. No, we can't focus. These are lungfish we've had for a long, long time. There is a very big dapnoid in here. She is still going super well, getting along with everyone, but she is huge. She's probably like a 50 centimetre dat, and there are some smaller stingrays in there as well. Right down the bottom. This tub is pretty big as well. I think these are like 900 litre tubs. There's a pair of peacock bass in here. Cannot even see them, so these are mono peacock bass. I am going to move them into one of the tanks around the other side, which are the, what are they, the 4x3s. Then, at least if I move them around the other side, I can see when they've spawned, because there's a brick in there they spawn on. But I miss their bloody eggs, so yeah, I need to probably get a couple of batches of those. Otherwise, check out my aquaponics. We have spinach. We have lettuce. Oh, it's almost going to seed. I probably need to rescue that and eat that. Let's go around there and show you some bigger fish. So if anyone is still with me at this point, click the thumbs up so I know, that would be wonderful. Here we have our 10-foot by 5-foot stingray pool. Mostly girls in here, so Maturo, that's a black diamond hybrid, so I think it's like 87.5% or something like that. That is a pure P14, the little spotty black one. That's another hybrid. That one is a Mantilla. They have very big, awesome stingrays. So these are full fresh from South America, obviously bred in Australia. A few of these girls have had babies. A few people watching this may have brought the babies off me. They would have come from the Maturos, and they would have been pure Maturos because it would have been these girls, not with that boy, but with this boy in here. And here's a super spot Maturo. Decent size fish. So we have a few awesome fish in this tank. So these are hybrid peacock bass. Big peacock bass. There is a Saratoga, which is like a Australian arowana, I suppose you could call it. So that is a big Saratoga. Now, if I can get around this side, this tank is 4 foot wide, to give you an idea of how big these fish are. So that disc and that tail is at least 2 foot, which is about half the size of the tank. So a lot of these fish are on average 30 centimeters to like 50 centimeters. Okay, you can see how big that stingray is now. And this is 4 foot to give you an idea. red-tailed giant gourami. Such a ratty, ugly fish, aren't you? I really like them though. There is just a normal gold giant gourami. There is another dacnoid way at the back, super shy. I do have 3 dacnoids, and it's kind of a bit of a shame that they all don't live together. They just absolutely hate each other. And we have our wonderful pig-nosed turtles. Now you do need a license to keep any reptiles and amphibians, so frogs, turtles, you name it. It's all online in Queensland now. A lot of people do breed these turtles. Now, only one of these is mine, the other 2 are a friend's, but they're all under my license. I kind of want to keep the other 2. I've actually looked after them for about a year now, and they get along. They are such awesome turtles. So they're fully aquatic turtles, so they don't actually come out of the water. They only come out of the water to lay their eggs, and the females, I think, have to be like 11 or 15 years or something stupid like that to mature. These are probably only like about 5 years old or 6 years old or something. They really don't like the big fish. So I'm kind of tempted, if I do end up buying the other 2 off my mate, which he probably doesn't care because he's got really nice flash turtles. These, you're saying, are not flash turtles, not compared to what he keeps. Yeah, so I'm thinking if I do get these, I might just keep them in this tank, which is 9x4, and just a whole lot of rainbow fish. And then they're not going to be spooked by all these bigger fish. They are nocturnal as well, these turtles, so they spend most of the daytime underneath this big piece of driftwood, which is about a 4-foot piece of driftwood, to give you an idea. Another Pleco at the back as well. Water always looks murky, but that's just the stirred up silt from the sand. These big stingrays do continuously stir up the bottom, and they're watching me thinking, where the hell's my food? So I probably should feed them soon. Need to move the peacock bass into different tanks, and I thought it was 2 pairs, but now it's obviously a female and 3 boys. They're getting along, but yeah, I need to move them out, I think. Well, I need more tanks. I need to do something about that. I need to upgrade their pool as well, because it's just a really, really trashy ghetto pool. This is all heated with titanium heaters on a controller. My power bill is insane. Feel free to watch some of my videos and watch the ads so I get some sort of ad revenue so I can kind of try and pay my power bill every time it comes in. That would be wonderful, but you know, if I didn't want an expensive power bill, I wouldn't keep cool things. I'd just be keeping nothing and being boring. I don't like boring, hence why I have stingrays in a swimming pool. They will get bigger. They do need a bigger tank. We're going to do that. One day I hope to have acreage and just tons of big tanks and big pools, and maybe do open to the public once a week or something fun like that so everyone can share the craziness. Anyway, I think that is a longer video for everyone. If you did enjoy the video, click the thumbs up so I know. That would be wonderful. Or comment down in the comments. So comment away. Yeah, I will reply to any comments. If they're stupid comments, no one's going to reply to them because they're stupid. Anyway, if you want to see other stuff, there's other stuff on the screen, and we will see you in the next video. Oh, there should be an awesome, awesome unboxing soon. So if you're watching this one on upload, a couple of days' time, yeah, mystery unboxing. I have no idea what's turning up, but apparently lots of cool stuff are turning up. Anyway, see you then. Yeah, that's when it tells you not to film. No, sorry, we're out of power. Goodbye.